Hello. I see you've caught me doing what a lot of people currently are doing. With the increase of the number of people working from home during COVID, we've seen a deterioration of our posture. Our posture as we sit at our desks, at our computers, maybe at our dining room tables, wherever it is that you're sitting, our posture is not very good. And that puts a lot of extra stress and strain on our upper backs, our necks, and our wrists and hands. A lot of people are ending up with complaints of those, and we're seeing the need to treat those patients for those complaints and those symptoms. I want to show you a couple of things that you can do on your own, at home, at your office, at your desk, at your computer, that will help relieve some of the stress of these positions. The first thing would be to make sure that as you're sitting at your workstation, you sit at a chair that's got a good height and get yourself leaning back against the chair. Let the chair support you. Don't get away from the chair and hunch your shoulders up, roll your shoulders forward, and have your head down. Or worse yet, have your head out like this. That's going to tighten up a lot of the muscles that are going to give us problems, and these are the stretches that we're going to try to use to reduce that. If we can change our posture and have our posture straighter as we're reaching out and maintain this position here, we will have much less stress in all those areas, and it will be much easier on our necks, our upper backs, our wrists, and our shoulders. We won't have nearly as many complaints. What happens when you realize that you've lost your proper posture and you've been doing this kind of thing? Take a break. Stop. Pause. If you want to do some stretches for your wrists, if you think about it, as you've been working at the keyboard, your wrists have probably been into this type of a position here. So what we'd like to do is stretch in the opposite direction. Easy, simple stretch for that is to just put the backs of your hands together, nice and low, almost down at your waist. Keep the backs of your hands together and slowly bring your wrists and your hands up toward your chin. Somewhere along the line, you're going to start to feel a stretch in those muscles. Keep the backs of your hands together and bring that up as far as you can. As soon as it starts to come away, the hands come away from each other, they come apart. The stretch is going beyond what you can do, and stretch into this position. Hold that for about 10 seconds. The wrist is going to feel a little bit better. What are we going to do about the fact that our shoulders are pulled forward all the time? Well, we're going to do a similar type of stretch that reverses that. We're going to put our hands behind our back and gently bring our elbows and shoulder blades in toward each other. Again, hold that for about 10 seconds. As long as you keep your hands down low while you're doing it, your shoulders will be pulled down. We've sat in a position here where our shoulders were hunched up. We want to try to pull our shoulder blades, our shoulders down. Instead of having them rounded forward this way, we're going to pull them back the opposite direction. And that will give a nice stretch to those muscles that have been stretched in the opposite direction. Anytime we get something tight, if it's tight from this certain position, stretching in the opposite direction will give it some relief and make us feel better. The last thing I want to show you is what's going on with these muscles here as we're raising our shoulders up this way. Another stretch for that would be put a hand behind your back, nice and low, make sure that your shoulder stays down. Gently tilt your head to the opposite shoulder. As soon as you can feel stretch in here, hold that stretch for 10 seconds. If that's not quite enough stretch for you, you can bring your head forward while maintaining the bend to the side, or bend your head to the side and turn your head toward that opposite shoulder. And you should feel a nice stretch in there. Repeat, hold that for 10 seconds, repeat it on the other side. Hand behind the back, making sure the shoulder stays down, lean the head to the side, drop the head forward, turn the head this direction. Those are some stretches that should very quickly, in less than a minute, give you a chance to alleviate stress in your wrists, shoulders, neck, and upper part of the back, and allow you to go back to being more productive as you work at your desk or from home during these times. Thank you. And I'm Rob Brown from Better Health Now. Come back next week for some more tips.